What's going on, guys? This is Logan with West Desert Wheeler. We are out here in Babylon again, and today I've got my 3-link Capra out here, which is pretty cool because I actually designed this part myself. We're gonna go hit the rocks and have a good time. Let's go check it out. So this particular car I put together with my 3-link kit, I changed over to a straight axle, which is a non-portal. Sydney's over there barking at people. So without the portal reduction at the axle side, I changed over to a flat skid with a 3-gear transmission. Now, because I did that, I went with the Vanquish 3-gear, which allows me to install their dig unit on there. So this car has a dig unit and can do some kind of cool things. So if we get this car set up just right on this line, we should be able to dig our way up this line and pull the front end up and over instead of just flipping over backwards. I did it just off camera a minute ago. We'll see if we can get it again. I think that's kind of where we want it to be. May have got the rears on the wrong spot. Oh, almost. There it goes. So you can see those front tires just lock in and pull the front of the car up. So there's some cool things that you can do with these 3-link cars. Of course, you can run portals if you choose to do so, but if you go away from the portal axle and you use the stock Capra transmission, it's going to be very fast, and I strongly suggest getting a 3-gear transmission of some kind, whether it's the Element Stealth, maybe you put a TGH 2-low in it, or, you know, a Vanquish 3-gear. So let's talk about why a 3-link kit. So the only way to buy Capra axles currently is to get a whole Capra and take them off of it. So if you do that, you're left with a cage and the majority of a car sitting there for, you know, taking your Capra axles off and using it on your flat rail project or whatever else you may want them under. But now you've got like almost a whole car just sitting on the shelf. With the 3-link kit, you can buy readily available axles like these Vanquish axles, or even the Axial AR45 straight axles, which is what this kit is designed to use the parts from, including like the Panhard and all that. That's what my suspension geometry is set for. So you can buy axles that are readily available and inexpensive to make the Capra work again. Now, I never intended this to be like a performance increase or anything, and for the large part, I can't necessarily say that's a guaranteed performance increase, but I will say this thing is incredibly surprising how much stuff it will actually handle, and it's a lot of fun to drive. So for whatever that's worth, it's better than having a Capra cage just sit on the shelf. It's a ton of fun to drive, and I highly recommend trying it if you have one just hanging around. So they're available through my website, westdesertwheeler.com. Stop by, check one out. Shipping is included in the price, so that's within the US, not shipping international currently. I have a lot of people ask, unfortunately just don't have that set up yet. Sorry, guys. Okay, we dropped in a little too early here. We need to get the cage away from the wall a bit. Oh, now the rear axle fell in. This is the exit to one of my trails out here, but we're gonna go explore some new terrain, so hitting things a little bit out of order. I was driving past it, and it's always worth driving. Super fun spot. There we go, popped out the end, but she did it nonetheless. Say hello, Sydney. Say hello to the viewers. Everybody likes to see you. They don't like to see me. They just like Sydney. She likes you guys too. So this is a bonus line I've run a couple times with my Capra that is rear steer. I have not gone through here with this car in particular, so we're gonna see if it's gonna happen. Width is a bad thing in here, so this may actually go really smooth and easy for this car. We're gonna find out. Big drop in right there. Handled it perfectly. Nice and smooth. Now we just got to get lined up. May drive up the wall a little bit and then use a front burn to square up in the crack. So one thing about my part is that it requires 0 permanent modification to the car. If you don't like it, you can always go back. And I have actually swapped this car back and forth to Capra axles before. This is the car that went and did the impossible line that I was working on that I call 14. But it was this chassis, it just had Capra axles rear steer, and dig, because those were all necessary to make it through that line. So like I say, being wider there really hurts the car trying to fit in there. And if we can get these rears to squeeze through, keep the front settled. There we go. Just kind of drive through the torque twist. Using a Reef's 299 servo for the dig unit in this thing, which is a fast servo, it makes such a big difference on a dig unit having like a high quality fast dig servo. It just locks in and out, rips it in and out of dig. Definitely suggest a high quality servo in a dig unit. Now it's not completely necessary like on a Phoenix. I ran cheap servos in my Phoenix and the rest of it was high-end stuff, but like if you have the means, a nicer servo is the way to go. I want to try and get my left rear higher up on this wall actually. Yeah, so we'll drive the left rear up. Oh, it fell down. Maybe we'll just have to drive four-wheel through it, float the front right in there. Perfect. That's what I wanted. The left rear is high, front's up and on the wall. Now it's actually floating a tire through here. It's a very narrow canyon. Even for myself to sit here and record is not comfortable or easy to do. But the line is super cool and I just love that it's possible. So I need to get the left rear higher up on the wall. It's not going to want to do it. Hey, that worked. Yep. Just doing buggy things. I can't get too crazy. I can lay it over on its side, that's fine. But I want to be able to recover it. This rear is about to the point where it's never going to come back if I get in there. Oh, it's so close. I can hear the air being forced out of this tire in the back. All right, cage broke free. Now we just got to fight our way through. So that has been one of the weak points in the Capras is their portal axles. They typically break in binds like that. But with the straight metal axles I put on this car, this thing is a tank now. And the Capra cage itself is actually very strong. I've rarely broken them. And it's just a beast. Here we are on the exit of this canyon, working our way up. Now I got this last time with the rear steer, but it is extremely steep and not being able to wiggle our rears around may be a real disadvantage for us. So luckily we've got dig to lock the rear tires in here. But I came out here a week ago with my brother and he watched me do it, but we were just out here wheeling for fun. I didn't film any of it. I was with my Trooper Capra. So a little bit larger tires. There we go, it's stuck so far. I'm still in front only. Should be fine. Got an Axe 2800 kV in here. Oh, I think we're gonna get it. Axe 2800 kV censored brushless system. Lovely. I'm gonna go ahead and let the rear rotate now. Take it out of dig. I'm gonna get this front up and over this bump. Yep. Yep. And I'm gonna lock it back and dig because the front's gonna fall off a ledge. Got a bush stabbing me in the back right here, so that's fun. Everything in the desert wants to kill you. Yep, that's exactly where I want to be. Now I'm gonna let the rear roll. work its way through. A little narrower with smaller tires, so the cage got into the rocks more than my Chupa did. It's gonna try and rotate around, which is not the way I want this to go. Try and settle the front back down. And that rear is gonna kind of pinch in there and hopefully slip through the bottom of the crack. This is super controlled. This is actually working out pretty good. Those rears being stuck like that are stopping it from rolling. Perfect. Front dig to bring the front up and over the rock. Four-wheel drive, right on out. That's an impossible climb, but you can exit down it, so that's super cool how that all works out. All right, guys, and so this is where we're going to leave a kind of established trail that I've driven on the channel multiple times. I really enjoy that trail, but just for the sake of variety and finding some new obstacles, we're gonna go explore some new terrain. So bringing the 3-link Capra out here to explore some new terrain. It's a very capable car. It's also got some big weights up front, so it's got a forward weight bias, it's got front dig. The cage is small to fit in these hard to reach places. So it's got some real advantages over some of my other cars. Also, it's got wheel speed, which really helps in the sand. Not that this is sand, but I'm gonna use this wall to try and pivot around. Not enough. Oh. It's funny, once I start using throttle, I tend to just continue using it. It's kind of addictive that way. All right, there we go. I'm gonna keep this tire tucked on the inside of this crack because once these rears hit, it's gonna try and pull the front end downhill. Oh, that front tire came out, so it's gonna try and wash the front end downhill. So I'm doing all I can to not let it. Nice, lots of traction there. Got that one done. So we're actually gonna go and drive up the rock where we climbed up the V. I think that looks possible. It's steep. If we get our pinch right in the rears, it should do it. Well, that ain't good. I need to put my D's bands back on this car. That's what this thing needs. Capras unload with their long shocks on steep climbs, and having those D's bands really helps out. This is gonna take a bump. Nothing too wild. Perfect. Get across the gap. Fighting through the bushes, like always. A little wheel speed. That's pretty rare. Normally I finesse a lot, so sometimes it's just fun to open it up a little bit. Enjoy the power while you have it. Yeah, that left rear is just trapped. Hello, Sydney. Say hello to everybody. Pinch and pull, come on. It's so close, it drives me crazy. Oh, there it is, there it is, there it is. Yep, finally got it, nice. Now we're just swinging through the boulders. Gonna avoid the ledge on the way through. Drive up on that and then turn. Too late on the turn. Ended up on the cage. There we go. Got that one done. That was a fun little section. That's just like the first turn off the main trail, so I think we're gonna have some fun stuff up in here. Now it's time to go find the hard lines to go kill. Yep. So these axles, I believe, are the Vanquish Origin Dana 44 axle. They're called the D44. They were out of stock for a long time, and one day I checked Vanquish and noticed they were in stock, and I just love the scale looks of like the diff cover and all that, and decided, you know what, I need a car with these on it. And they were never really intended for this car, but one day I just wanted to see if I could put the Vanquish axles under the 3-link kit, see how it performed, and they've never left. I've really enjoyed the performance I've had out of these. I like the steering angle, I like the strength, I like the looks. They just kind of got it all for me. Trying to come out just wide enough on the front end. And then let it drive up and over the ledge. If I can just get this to hook up on the inside of this ledge, I think I'd have a real shot at it, but I don't think this is the line. There we go. But that's an ugly one in here. Front end's floating. This is what I'm talking about with unloading on the Capras. The front end's so light it doesn't have the traction to pull the car into the crack. Luckily it's got weights up front, so it's got a good weight bias up front. I can't dip too far in, but the fact that that front tire's in there is not a bad thing. Now we can use our front dig to hopefully square up in here, maybe not. Push it on through. Now we're getting so steep I'm concerned that the car is going to flip over backwards. And now it's just hanging on that front left. But we got our front end up in here. Maybe I'll turn up and do a dig reverse, but let's see where a 4-wheel drive just pushes us to. It's about to flip over backwards. Oh, it had it for a sec. Damn. I'm getting the feeling this is going to end up being a long video with a lot of attempts on hard obstacles. So I think we're going to edit and post it in that style and see how people feel about like watching me struggle on things. So you'll have to let me know if you like this video in this format. Just figuring things out. That's all I'm doing here. And so normally when I do videos and I'm like giving advice and stuff, it's usually lines I've run before and I kind of know what to expect. And so here I'll just kind of like think out loud and talk about, hey, maybe these are some things I could try. These are some tools that you can use to figure out how to get through obstacles. So now that I got past that front ledge on the tread of the passenger front, I want to keep it just right there. So close. So when the dig engages, it has to roll back and line up with the teeth on the dig. So that's why sometimes the car will shift backwards, which there are times where like I want it to engage immediately and it won't. Like on that last one, I needed that dig to hook up like immediately. Right there, there we go. We got it now. There's just not enough weight on the front end to make it bite into the rock like I want. I can get it to turn really hard to the left, but not right. And I want to stay balanced. I don't want to fall in. That's it, that's it, we got it. 4-wheel drive. Oh, it fell in, God. everything the servo's got right there. Yeah, it's ugly. It's steep. Once that left rear gets pinched, it just throws you over backwards. So we'll give it one more honest shot, and then if we're not getting it there, we'll move on, find something else. There's too much good stuff up here to just spend all day on one spot. And so I can try the inside line on that, but the left front just comes up way too quick. Front left was in the air. We got a dig right here. Perfect. So now I know that the car is going to want to wash into the canyon. I think we got it. What's the rear going to make it do? So we need to drive the front passenger higher to take pressure off that passenger rear, and kind of zigzagged our way through that. Now the left rear went under the ledge. It's going to want to try and fall in the crack on the driver's side this time. Just going to slide that rear in there. See that suspension snap like that? It's telling me the car's in a bind. The real cars do that in real life too. That's a good indication of you're about to break something. Might regret backing up that far. We're gonna find out. I wish I could do rear onlys, guys. So if I had rear wheel drive only, a rear dig, that tire would go right around that ledge and pop up top and I could drive straight over this. But because I'm in four wheel drive and not rear only, the front tires are pulling so far forward and they have all the traction they want that this rear gets forced under the rock instead of over on top of it. Now, there's got to be a balance in here somewhere, but if I get the rear tires more balanced, it tries to pull the front off and then we end up in the bottom of the crack, like that. So that's why I can't just do that. My battery just die? Or my motor hot? We're gonna have to grab it and find out. Well, I totally believe that line is possible. I know that I got my rears up where they could have gone through. I was just trying to make it a little cleaner than what I was lined up to do so. But for the sake of your guys' sanity, we're gonna move on. And hopefully, this would be the natural progression of the line. I'd come up here and then I'd head over for this crack. So let's see if we can get our car up and out of the second climb on this pile of rocks. I'm gonna hang that front inside right there. Turn, dig. I just wanted it to bite and pull it up. It might do it right here. Oh, our battery died again. I think we're having battery issues here. Or heat. I was pushing pretty hard on the car there. There it is. Just got the rotation up and out. That was cool. All right, just ran back to the truck, grabbed some extra batteries. The car has cooled off, so we're gonna see if it's the battery or just the ESC hot. There we go. It's not hot outside. It's only like 55 degrees. But when you're just putting them in a bind like that, it doesn't help on temperatures. Oh, it just about went off right there. This is definitely hitting LiPo cutoff, which is weird. Maybe the battery just wasn't charged. Check this out, guys. Joe Ropes makes these controller lanyards, and they have a little clip on them, super cool, but also a little detail that you might not know. He puts magnets in them, and so when you're out on the trail in the sand, and you don't want to lose your body clip by setting it on the ground, you just magnetize it to your lanyard. This is a weird one, but it leads to a cool spot. If we can get this car to get up and over this. The sand is really soft in the rear and it's not pushing very hard into the wall. And slide along the door panel. front should settle in there. There we go. Just main goal, I got to get this rear up and through this somehow. The left rear is the problem. I don't care like if I got to make it look like I'm rolling over. See, something like that. Oh, we're close. We're really close. Holy crap, that was freaking awesome. And just plopped me right back to the tires, and I'm about to fall off the ledge, so that's not good. We got it done. That was wild. I don't know if I could do that again, but I'm glad we got that one on camera. Like, that should not have worked. But apparently, one time it did. That's neat. Oh, no, no! What are we doing, Capra? We'll just take a little reset there. That's all right. I earned that one. Stupid bushes, man. I hate bushes in RC cars. Like, it's amazing how much they really just pull on them and stop so many obstacles from being possible. Frickin' bushes. All right. Gave up on the last line. Just if you can't make it, what's the point of pushing the car any further up? Unless, of course, it's like a long canyon and there's like one impossible wall or something, like, yeah, I get that. But for the sake of just driving where I was driving, not that worried about it. Didn't look like some ultimate line or anything. It looked fun. There's plenty of fun around here. Let's see. Trying to get the rear up this wall is the problem. It's just not wanting to climb. Now I'm just digging a hole in the back right now. Well guys, a lot of trail braking today, and unfortunately didn't cover as much ground as I was kind of hoping, but this area I drove up into is actually a little bit smaller than I kind of anticipated. That's all good. Still lots of fun technical lines right here. There's still plenty that I haven't covered yet, but the GoPro battery's getting low and I also need to head home soon, so I think we're gonna go ahead and end it out on this last obstacle. See if we can force the 3-link Capra up on here. So like I say, this is not something that I like force on anybody. Like if you're not interested in a 3-link Capra, that's fine. I'm not saying it's a performance increase. What it is it's a way to make a car that's sitting on the shelf without axles under it useful again. That's really all it is. It is a ton of fun. I really enjoy my car, and I use mine for product promotion for obvious reasons. But yeah, I mean, check out westdesertwheeler.com. Oh, maybe. And that's where you can find my part in there. Nice, got that front sidewall just to hook on the inside of that. Need the push to climb. There we go. They are fun. They're kind of a unique little build once you get a straight axle on them. They're a little cage buggy. The straight axles add its own unique feel to the car, and you can use cool axle options. 3-link, so you can use TRX4 axles if you wanted. You could use AR45 axles if you wanted. It is chassis mounted steering with Panhard 3-link. You can use the Vanquish axles You could use F10 portals. You could use F10 straight axles. And the geometry is set up for the Axial AR45 straight axle. That's what I designed and built the kit for, which comes with a few of the screws and links that you'll need. But I mean, as long as you understand how to set up a 3-link, very basic stuff like drag link and tie rod length and how to make it work in your car, you could have fun with a lot of different axle types. Really bindy in this one. My camera and my car died at the same time. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I greatly appreciate you guys watching. Hit the affiliate links down below. Go to my website if you want to learn more about the 3-link part. I pack all the orders and ship them off myself. It's my own tiny little business, and it's a way that you guys can help support me. I would greatly appreciate it. My name's Logan with West Desert Wheeler. We will see you guys in the next one. Keep the rubber side down. Say bye, Sydney. Bye-bye.